as possible. And then, that's when they finally heard it. Choppers overhead.
But the helicopters would circle a couple of times and then leave.
What's that like?
Awful. It's like the hope evaporates so fast.
Here's who was up there. This trio from the Santa Barbara County Air Support Unit.
We would have turned down the mission if it was any other day.
They launched at 6:30 in the morning, struggling through the torrential rain, fighting to see anything.
We all just wanted to get over there and do whatever it took to start doing rescues.
Yes.
Bryce Weibel was the onboard medic, Fire Captain Glenn DuPont coordinating.
We had a lot of information coming in over the radios at one time.
They were given an address on Glen Oaks, Rebecca Riskin's home. Of course, they didn't know that.
The address is extremely hard to use in those conditions. I grew up in this area, and for me, it was completely unrecognizable.
But as Matt Udko, the pilot, was orbiting, they saw her.
This lady waving to us from the roof.
It was Dina and Hank the dog. Glenn lowered Bryce down.
He starts to get his harness out for me to get in it. But I said, no, that's the guy that needs to go.
Dina, of course, was talking about Ken.
And I looked over and I said, where is this? Where are you talking about?
Meanwhile, above, in the helicopter,
The low fuel light comes on, 20 minutes of flight time remaining.
the clock ticking, they pulled Dina into the chopper.
The dog was there, and we would have loved to take the dog. But once we heard that there was another victim in the mud with a broken leg, that has to be postponed.
Fuel fast running out, they went looking for Ken and Jeff, who was still with him. But could they get to them before it was too late?
Experience ever.
But less than a mile away, outside Rebecca Riskin's place,
There was no way to access this house. It was completely cut off from any ground crews or roads or anything.
fuel almost gone, a victim down below. They lowered medic Bryce into a slough of mud.
And that's where I found the patient that had the broken leg.
It wasn't good.
He was very distraught, and he was mentally in shock and physically in shock.
It was Ken who told his rescuers that Rebecca, his wife, had been swept away.
He wasn't like a normal patient where he was chomping at the bit to get rescued out of that situation. He was kind of sitting there as if he was going to potentially,
You'd already given up.
yeah. He may have thought he was going to die there.
Well, he didn't. Not that day.
Not that day.
One of the firefighters on Maeve's team was nearby and shot this video of Ken being airlifted.
It must feel pretty good watching him go up.
Yeah, it felt pretty good getting him to that point. I think in my head I knew none of it was over yet.
Jeff struggled through